Hi friends, my name is Venkat and I have totally 10 plus years of experience. I have been working on the as a as a full stack developer currently, and I have good experience in the Java and Java related framework technologies and Python and Angular and some other technologies. So today, today I'm going to explain, or I'm going to I'm going to explain one full stack application. So what is the full stack application is, so the person who works on the front end and back end technologies, both he can handle and he can manage both applications. So what is the front end application? So we have a, different skill set like front end technologies. What are the front end technologies? HTML and JavaScript and CSS and Bootstrap. And now when the Angular and React.js came into the picture, so we have a TypeScript. So TypeScript is a kind of subset of the JavaScript. And when we are developing the Angular application, we can't we no need to write any JavaScript code. We can write in all the TypeScript code only. So internally TypeScript will be converted as a JavaScript, but we no need to write any JavaScript code in our code. So we can write only TypeScript only. So these are the technologies we need for the front end developer. So back end developer, what is the back end developer? For example, you are the Java back end developer. So Java, Spring, or some other Hibernate or some other ORM technology, and REST services or microservices or any Java related technology. If, for example, you are good in these technology or you are working on those technology, then you can say back end developer. The So if you are working on the Angular and this front end technology and this Java and back end technology, then we can say it's a full stack developer. You know all these front end technologies and as well as the back end technologies. And nowadays in current world, companies wants only full stack developer because they want spend like only you can work on the front end or some other developer work on the back end. There are now things are changed, right? Everybody should know almost a lot of technologies. Like if you are I'm the back end developer or I'm the front end developer, like chance of getting job is less. Like if you know all these front end and back end technologies, you will be the key role for our project or for our organization. So that is the reason. So now world are moving to the like different technologies, and so everybody should learn these front end and back end technologies. So I will give the one demo for these both applications. uh, so now let's say I have a front end application, okay, and then I have a back end application, okay. So the front end application is we have developed by using the Angular. Angular is nothing but what Angular. Angular is kind of it's a HTML and it's a CSS and plus TypeScript. Okay, TypeScript. So these are the technologies we are using in front-end technology. Like we can by using these technologies we can build or develop one front-end application. So we will go into the demo. So here, what is the back-end application here? Yeah, the backend application are, so now the backend application is nothing but indirectly it's a REST services, Spring Boot REST services. So we are using obviously Java here, and we are using the Spring IOC and some kind of Spring ORM, and it's a Spring RESTful services. So okay, this is my backend, this is my REST services. Okay, now here I'm using there is another layer called, see, this is what this is my database. Okay, this is my database. Database is, sorry, it's a, yeah, database is the MySQL I'm using here, MySQL. So now we can say these three layers, right? You heard that MVC architecture, view, model, and controller. So we are covering this the MVC architecture here. Okay, and friends, like this video or this demo will help for the like those who are studying third or fourth year BTech or MCA or any computer degree like BSc computers. For them, it will help. So, I think this video will give you some basic knowledge on what is the full stack developer and what are the technologies we will use and what are the configuration and the code also we will walk through, and you will learn the what are the layer, how these typical uh, you know uh, application architecture will what kind of layers the application will have. So those knowledge you will get definitely, and this video will help for the third year and fourth year, and at least 1 or 2 years experience people, they can, it will help for them. So I still remember when I started my career, I this kind of videos it's not there in the YouTube. So we learned from the Google, or we coded, or we practiced ourselves. So then we got some knowledge. This kind of knowledge understanding is very important. If you understand the small scale application, it's not a big deal for you to understand big scale applications. So first you have to understand the very small application, then you can investigate or go to the some R&D when we are entering into the job, or when you are allocated project to you, then you will get the complete understanding of the large scale applications. But now for 1 or 2 years, or you are studying third year or fourth year, this video will help you and it will give the some knowledge, and for this video, right, you need some kind of knowledge on the Angular or HTML or Java, or what is the database. You need some minimal knowledge on this one. So what actually we are providing, training on the weekdays, like weekends, like Sunday and Saturday. We are giving the some online training on these different technologies, and we are giving the real time training for these interested candidates. So we will maybe, yeah, I will go through that later, but we will see demo now. Okay, so let's now we have a front end application, we have a back end application, we have a database. So how this interaction, see, the front end application is here, and this is the back end application. I have a different components here, and this is the my back end application, this is the database. Okay, this front end application has been deployed into the one server. It's been deployed in it's deployed in one server. For example, it's a Tomcat, and it's deployed into the another server. And again, the database also deployed into the another server. So we are communicating into the three different applications. Okay, so now we'll see the application, and we'll come to this architecture or diagram later. Give me see. So I'm giving this training like this demo on the high level. So I'm not explaining in each and every file what it will do, and like we are not starting any training from the scratch, right? This is the full stack application. We are just understanding the what kind of applications we can develop, and how the applications look like. So see, this tool is the Visual Studio Code. What is the use of this tool is, we can develop like Angular applications, or React applications, or Python or Java, anything we can develop by using this tool. This is the Visual Studio Code tool. So normally people will use to develop the Python or Angular or React. This tool is very popular. So I'm using this tool for the Angular front end application development. Okay, and I'm just giving the some overview of the tools which we are using in the real time. So when we are studying third year, fourth year, you don't know these tools, right? You can write program in somewhere and you are running from the command prompt line or somewhere you are running, but you are not using the real-time tools. So, but when you are entering into the organization, these tools people are using. Okay, people will use this Visual Studio Code for developing the Angular or React or some kind of Python applications or Python programs. So we have this is the front end application developing tool. Okay, VS Code, and we have a this is IntelliJ IDE. So what is this IDE? By using this IDE, it's a so much popular for developing the like Java based applications or any kind of any other applications, or we can develop any kind of applications like C++, C or Java based applications. It's a this IDE is very popular. Earlier in the, Eclipse is people were using, but now the IntelliJ IDE is too much popular. So we will see this all in the we will walk through this code, and we will walk through this project structure also. I'm just explaining the tools which you are using for this development for our demo, what kind of applications we are using. Okay, now we will see. Now we will see I'm using the database as the MySQL, right? In organization, people will some people will use the Oracle, or some people will use the MySQL or PostgreSQL, or some other other databases people will use based on our project requirement or based on our project. So, but now as for the as demo, I am using the MySQL. Okay. So I have given my password. So once you install, right, you will get this kind of window. This is the installation. We will cover. Okay, something wrong in the password. Okay. Okay, sorry, I have like caps lock I have earned. That is the problem. See, now it's connected, right? I okay. Okay, let's see. Also, we have a different databases. We'll close this all, and yeah, we'll see this one. This is the backend. So these are the tools I'm using for our demo. So what is that? The tools are we are using the Visual Studio Code for a front-end development, and the back-end development is for the IntelliJ, and the back-end REST services development is for the IntelliJ, and MySQL is the database, our database. Okay. Now let me run my application. Okay. Then we will see what are the screens are there in the front end, and what are the services are there in the backend, and what is the schema or tables inside the schema. We will see that. Okay, let me run my Angular application first. See, I'm here, Angular application. Farmer app is my application name. What is my application name? Is Farmer app. This is my application name. See here, Farmer app. So now I will start this application. We have a command ng serve. We need to run this command in the terminal of Visual Studio. See, where where I get this terminal, just new terminal. We will get this window. Then just start it, enter it. After the ng serve, enter it. Okay, it started on the server. See, this is my URL. So what is this URL is? We can see our application output. So we have developed this application for designing the farmer app. So what is there in the farmer app? Okay, we will see. We can access this application by using this URL. This is my port number 4200 is a port number by default port number for the Angular application. And I am using the Angular, which version of Angular? Angular 15. Okay, I am using the Angular 15. So now just enter this URL into the browser. See, this is demo. If you want to learn Angular or Java or Spring Boot or Python, we are providing the online trainings on weekends only. And Sunday, Saturday, 4 hours. For Sunday 4 hours and Saturday 4 hours, we are providing the online trainings. So in that training, right, we will see each and every concept in details. But this is the demo, and we will go through this demo now. So now, friends, now, eh, the Angular application. This is my Angular application. We have launched the login page. Okay, we have launched the login page. See, localhost column 4200. It's a We'll launch again. See, I have entered the star. I have not given the login in the URL, but login page is launched, right? So we'll see how this is. So this is my login page. How many screens are there in front-end application? We'll go through that. So we have one page is the login page, and here is the admin, and I'm entering my password. Okay. See, now I got the another form which is farmer form. What is this farmer form will do? It will add the farmer details. So for example, we are designing we have a requirement called like I need to enter the farmer details. So for example, if you who is doing the farming, right? I need to enter those details. I need to save each and every farmer details, and I want to uh, so these details, whatever details we have added, I want to show those details. It is a very simple application which contains two or three screens, but we will understand this flow and architecture. So here is the farmer add details. Okay, now what is the here? We have a different fields. We have a text box surname we can enter, and we have a name we can enter. We have a Aadhaar card and a quantity, how many packs are the quantity details we can enter here. Phone number we can enter, and the farm data, and here address, and this is the from date, and this is the to date. For example, for example, there is the farmer. He is like the pharma, like paddy is doing, right? For example, which date it will start and which date it will end. For example, next month it will start, so June month, and it will end in the December. So those start gamma end date, it will for example in the September. So those farmer from date and to date we need to enter. So address of the farmer here, and which crop. So we have a crop is the drop down box. This is the drop down, whether it is the rice or sugar or wheat or michi, which kind of farming he is doing, he has to select that one, and sugar, and the which, like what is the start date of that crop and what is the end date of the crop, and address, and the phone number and Aadhaar card. See, this is the form which contains some components and which will store the farmer details. So, and after that, so let me enter one farmer, like so I'm just entering some name. We have a some Aadhaar number, and some quantity is how many packs, like it's a 20 packs or 30 packs, how many packs of sugar, or that quantity we have to enter 15, and phone number, some phone number, our address is like uh, you know we have some address, like we can enter here to date, and we have to date and crop. What is the crop? Rice. So when I enter, right, submit. So when we click the submit, this farmer details will store into the database. Okay, see now, okay, that's good. See, now from the farmer we have added, when I click the button, submit button, the automatically we the farmer search form came. What is this farmer search? See here I'm displaying some farmer data. So whatever farmer I have added, I'm displaying those farmer data here. So now actually we have added the Ravi, right? But those details are not displaying here. Why? I will tell you, but I'm not getting the whatever database data. I have I have I'm just developing that functionality, but now I want to show you in some data which is in the farmer data. So here, if you see here, search by the farmer ID. See, we can search farmer by using the farmer ID. Why the farmer ID I have given? For example, in this screen I have a 1,000 farmer. I have to scroll down all these farmers, right? The instead of we have a farmer ID, you can enter this, you can just note down this farmer ID and do the search. Then automatically that farmer details we will get. That is the another functionality which I will develop later. So, but now as of now, you can understand the this is the front end. This is the front end application. So, what is the front end application we have? We have a login page. We have seen. Sorry, we have seen the login page, and we have seen here farmer adding page, and then we have seen here the farmer displaying page. Or by using the farmer ID, we are searching the farmer. So this is the display screen, and as well as based on the farmer ID, we can search the farmer. This is the another form. So we have seen three forms, right? Now see now whatever screens we have seen, right, that is the farmer, that is the front end application. That is the front end application, right? We have seen the login page, and we have seen the farmer adding page, and then we have seen in this, what is that, after that, farmer search page. Okay, there are three screens. Sorry. Now we have a backend application. So what is this backend application? Is the like this is the Java or Spring Boot application. Java and Spring Boot application is the backend application. This is my project structure. I'm using the IntelliJ IDE. So we'll see the what are the classes. See how this structure and what is this pom.xml file. I'm not explaining anything now because we have a when we are covering this the Spring technologies or Java or technology, we will go through the each and every these all right now. Now we have these front end technologies. We have a different if you know a little bit of this Spring experience or little bit idea how to design the screens and all, it will help. We have a different packages. We have a controller package, we have a DTO package, we have a entity, we have a exception package separately, we have a mapping, and we have a repository, we have a services package, we have a repository package. Okay, different package which contains those related classes. So when you are this is a little bit when you are designing, when you are working on these backend applications, right? The project structure look like this. So you have a the main package. Under that, each and every package, for example, control classes, you can put all these control classes here. If you have some configuration, database configuration, or queue or any other MQ configuration, we have to put in the configuration. We have an exception, custom exception related classes, then we have to put into the exception package. There are some mapping, or we have some database, you have to map that database to every entity class. So those are mappings we have to put into the mapping class. Repository, the classes which are interacted with the DB database, or we are doing some kind of update, insert, or DB related operations, or we can say that is that kind of code we can put into the repository as a classes. We see, suppose for example, I have some kind of interface, just created one functionality. We can put those kind of repository related classes, the service classes. Service classes is like wherever you have written the service related logic. For example, in Spring, we have a controller layer, and we have a service layer, and we have a repository, and we have some other layers, right? So those services related classes we have to keep here and in the service folder. So, okay. Yeah, these are the main class. See, this is the service, these are the service related class. And this is the main class for the Spring Boot. See, this is the outside of this class and inside of the main package and outside of this all the folders. This is the main launch class or starter class. Okay. So, and we have a resources folder, and see these resources application hyphen init or any property files we have to put into the resource folder. Okay, these are the project structure on the back end, and we will go through the we'll go through the control classes. What are the classes or what are the methods we are using in this application? We will go through it. So now, and again, the third is the backend. The backend is the MySQL. So now I have created the farmer data. So I have created the farmer data is my schema name. What is this farmer data is a my schema name. Inside the tables, we have some tables like we have some tables. These are the some table database. So where by using this table, in this table I'm storing my farmer data. I just added, right, Raju in what is that? See, 830. So for farm date and to date, and I have just added my data here. Okay. So we need to alert this table. We need to edit, create user, or like create a date or update a date. We need to add some columns here, but we will add later. Yeah. So now, yeah, now these are the three different layers, right? You understand? Here is the backend. Here is the front end application. Here is the front end application, and we have it is the backend REST services, and we have a database. So now I have logged into the admin and my password. So when so for example I have given the wrong password, what is that? I have given some wrong password. Now just when I click login, right, invalid credential, so it won't allow to navigate to the next form. So I have to give the correct password. See, these are all the requirement while working into the real time. So these are all the requirement. Why I'm explaining, we have to validate that, right? If you are giving the wrong user or wrong password, it should not allow you. It stop there in the page itself, and it's give the some a proper error message, credential wrong or password or username wrong. Based on like whatever requirement you have, you can just throw that error in the screen. So now this is the another screen, right? Now let's go into the each and every in the code wise. So you understand, right? Now this is the architecture. So we have a front end application, and uh, we have a backend application, and we have a database. These kind of MVC architecture we are following here. So now let's go through the code. Now see, in the Angular code, what I did is, see, I have created there is the farmer application, which is like which contains lot of files. Why these all files we will see later. But now, so now see, now in apps I have added my all these folders. Like for example, if you see the farmer add, and if you see the farmer search, and if you see the login, so these are the three different I can say the different modules. I have added these related classes or these farmer add related functionalities in this folder. For example, here this is login, right? So only login page, this screen, and what is the TypeScript file for this one, and what is the style sheet. If you see the, here is the green, if the blue and the white, these labels and the font and all those things in the CSS, like how these are all from what is that, HTML, but these all these backend colors and all this one in the CSS we have added. So this is the login related functionality. See, if you get the requirement once you join into the project, or then you got the requirement like I need a login page creation. Then what you need to do in your Angular application, create one folder, add those login related resources into that folder only. So here, see, if you see the login, then I have added the login HTML, and I have added the login HTML. Okay. Now I have added the login related component, login hyphen component dot ts. This is the TypeScript file for what? This login page only. See, this is the bundle. This login folder is the bundle for only login functionality. We can't add some other farmer search or farmer add related code here. These folders should contains only for the login related functionality. Okay. So now this is for my this is my what component, and here is like and here is my CSS class. So here I think I have added in the CSS in page itself, but it's not recommended. You can move this code into the CSS class, but for demo it's fine. For some, okay, we can add some kind of code in HTML page, but better to move this code into the CSS and write that CSS class in your HTML. Okay, these are the CSS I told, right? For the what is the CSS use? For the designing, for the colors, background colors or form colors. These are all by what CSS will do. For example, this is the green. See, login. It's in the texture of this button. Okay, and this background is what is this background? Blue background. And here is the username and password. And login page is the font size and this color. This entire things will take care by the CSS class. Okay, this is the code for the CSS. See, when you joined into the organization, right? For example, you are not the UX or UI designer, or you are the Java or full stack developer or something. No need to understand this CSS code completely. You can take somebody help. You can take UX or UI designer help. This skill CSS and Bootstrap HTML is a separate skill, but you should understand at least what is the class, and what is the each and every property. At least some understanding. So when you apply this body to right, these all the properties will apply to that body tag. So classes and tags, we have some different skill set in the CSS. I'm not going to explain this all. Anyway, we will go through the see now we have a HTML. Some from body to body here we have a HTML code, right? So HTML code we should understand. The HTML code is not the big, very complex. We can understand very simply. Like for example, now see I have the login. I have the login page here, the page which is displaying here. Okay, and then see form tag. Why, for example, I am designing the form. When I submit this form data, it should go to the next layer, right? Then the form tag is the one of the tag in HTML. We need to include these form related components inside the form tag only. See, these are all the form. This username, password, and this login button. We should in, we should we should write this all the code into the form tag only. So I will explain why this ng submit, what is this login. Give me 2 minutes, okay? This is my label, username. I'm explaining this login page in details little bit. Then later, form data is the same kind of label or input. So what is this label for username and username? See, whatever user I am doing here, right? It's displaying here, username, and password is the another label. Password is the See, here is the password. So label is, what is this label? This label I am displaying here. This is the label. Okay. This is, what is this text box? So where is that input type is equal text box? Where is it? This one here. Here we have I have a two input boxes, right? And if you see the type is equal text. This is the code for the input box. Okay. This is the code for the password. See, this is the password input box, and this is the username input box. So here type is equal text and ID is equal to username and name. Better to give this ID and username is same. Okay. And required is the, what is this validation. Okay. These are the validation. I just given the required. And the ng model, we have a square bracket and another bracket. And what is this, we will see later. Give me a second. And yeah, this is the, we can say it is the two-way data binding in Angular. So what is the two-way data binding in Angular? If you change anything in the front end, if I enter the username as a admin and password as my password, when I click the login, this form data will automatically available in the component class. Why? Because we have given the two-way data binding. It's a interview question for 3 years or 2 years full stack or Angular developer. So what is the two-way data binding? So this is the tag will do that. This is the tag will do that. ng model is equal to username. ng module is called password. Whatever data we are entering into the front end input and password, and automatically those data will set to the bind to your component. Okay, that in the component we will see username and password. And I have a button. This is the type is equal to button. So submit button, login. If you see login, okay, login. You understand in a high level. Now username is the label, and this is the text box, and this is the another text box for password. This is the label, and this is the button. Okay, now what I did is Venkat. I'm just log. I'm clicking the login. When you click the login, which method will call? When we click the login, see this is my submit button. What we are doing, we are submitting the form. We are clicking that, but we are the form contains these three fields only: admin form, password, and button. So when we are clicking the form, then this method will call. We are submitting the form, right? Ng submit the login what is it login method will call. And when we are clicking this form, right, this related component, this is the html page, login html page, right? Login hyphen component.component.html. When we submit this form, it will go to this component.ts file. Where is this component.ts? This is the component.ts for this one. If you see, when I submit this form, which method will call? Login method will call. Here is the login. So now come to here, see the login page, login method. Have you seen here? The login is there, which is type of void. It's not returning anything. And login, this method and this method should match. This method and this method should match. Here, whatever the ng submit, this is ng submit login, and this ng submit login should match. Okay, then when you click this login, right, when you click this one, this data will go to here. See, if I enter the wrong pass, for example, this is the admin, I'm entering some wrong one. So, see, invalidating credential, it's not moving to the next page. So now, because of this one, see now, for example, this is the code for that. Okay, see, this is the code. We'll see this one. Give me see authentication status. What is this code? We will see. This is the dev and dev. These two dev tags. Okay. See this dev tag and dev tag, and this one and this one, right? I will explain this why. Ng template. This is the if condition in Angular, like ng if false. Okay, we will see this code. I think what this is. See, for example, when we are giving the username and password correct, then it's moving to the, it's navigating the next page. When you are giving the wrong credential, then it's staying into the same page and displaying the invalid credential, right? Because of this authentication status. Because of this code, we are controlling this validation. Okay. Okay. Now we just go. Now we understand this HTML. Now we'll go to the component. This component is related to this login page, right? Now what method, when I click the submit button, login method will call, right? We know that one. So now see, what is this data? This is the metadata. Metadata is nothing but we are just we are, what is the use of this metadata? And in the metadata, what we have given? We have given the so there is some selector name, and here is the template URL. This is the HTML URL, and this is the CSS. So this is the component is very important, right? So that component will understand what is the HTML and which CSS we are using. So we need to provide this metadata in the component. Okay. Then I have declared the two variables, string and password, and there is the some other variable I have declared here, and there are some boolean values I have declared here. This is just variable declaration. nothing else. So this is the constructor in see, that is the advantage of the TypeScript, right? In for example, earlier days, people were written the code in the javascript. We are not declaring these all, like it's a kind of different language, and the understanding also very difficult. But here it's a kind of, it will provide you like how you are coding in Java, how you are coding in the C sharp or other any other technologies. It's given the constructor. So we are defining here router, and there is the another services class we are defining here. See, this is my custom services, and so here I have declared these things we will learn while our Angular course. So as in like in high level, this is the constructor. This is like dependency injection in the Angular. While calling the constructor by Angular engine or Angular, automatically Angular will inject these values to us. Provider value and auth service value, it will inject to us. So it will inject, and we can use that in our code. This is the dependency injection. Whatever class or whatever component service class we are defining, automatically those instance we will get it here. So now login page. What I did is, like, I have a auth service is my service. I have written the service class here. We will see the service here also. See, here also we have a HTML page, and we have a component, and we have a service. In the Angular front end application, yeah, application itself, we have three different kind of layers or kind of classes, I can say. So one is the Angular, and one is the component, and last one is the services classes. So now in the login page, right, if you observe, in the component is I'm not passing any values. Did I pass this username and password here? No, I have not passed, right? But how my Angular application got this username and password which I entered? I have entered the username and password here, and my Angular application got, my component got those values. How this got? So that's why this two-way data binding will help here, because of this tag. Because of this tag, automatically whatever data I have entered, it will be available in the component TS. So now, see, now I have declared the username and password. Then this dot username, whatever this is pointing to the component level. We are getting this level username and password here. How the this word works in Java, in the same way work here also. This we are just getting the class component level username and password, which is already binded with the front end the components. So now, so what I'm doing here, I'm calling my service method call. So let's click here. Even in the service class, go to the service class. Okay, let's click here. See, now this is my service class. Here also we define the metadata, and after that, see, if you observe here, I have hard coded here, but in real time we should not hard code here. It will get from the database. We have to make one call to the backend, from the backend to the Java the database, and we will get the username and password. There in the code we will verify whether this user and password exist in the database or not, and it's a correct or not, username and password is exist or not, whether this username and password is correct or not. Then we will get the response. Based on the response, we have to navigate to the next form. But here, as the demo purpose, and I have just hard coded these values. But I will explain you how you make the call to the backend also. So here, if you see here, we are getting the username and password, right, as a strings, and then I'm just logging those in the console. I check the username is equal to admin and password is equal to Venkat. Then login is successful and return login successful string. If else, then invalid credential. So if you see this invalid credential, this is that string. Are you agree with me? See, this is string and this string is same. I'm just returning this response if the credential is wrong or credential are wrong. So admin and Venkat, if you the correct. this is successful credential, then we are returning the login successful. If you are wrong, then we are returning to the invalid credential. So these response will come to here. We are calling this service class, right? Now I got this authenticate. Then see, this dot authenticate status is equal successful. Then what I am doing, I took one variable here as a boolean variable. It says true here if this loop is like the response, the status code is successful, then loop. Else is visible is false. Okay, for example, let's say login is success. Then what you are doing, we are routing to the farmer app. What is that line of code we will see later. But when this login is success, then we are navigating to the next form. If it is wrong, then we are assigning the false value to this variable. So invisible, right? If you see here, just copy this line invisible and paste it here. See, invisible. If ng template, this is the if condition, like how you are like using the if ng template is the false, then we are showing this authentication status, which is this property authentication status. Okay, see authentication status, whether it is the login success or failure, we are getting from here. These are this value is the it's returning, this function will return whether what it will return is written value is the string invalid credential or login success. Then that value will available here. So based on one flag, we took one flag is visible. Based on this flag, we are controlling here. In the dev tag, we are controlling. If it is the false, we have to show this one. Then we have true, then show this one like that. Okay, you got now? Yeah. Now this is the service class. So sorry, this is the in component class. Then we have a service class here. See what we are doing in these three classes is HTML and component and service class. We have an HTML form which contains all the components, sorry, all the input or input box and buttons and all the labels, and we have the component is nothing but whatever data we are entering in the form, those data will available in this component class, and we are doing some operations on that, whether validating operation or we are packaging the data form data and we are sending to the service class. Those kind of logics we are doing in the component. So if you want, like, another thing, and we are giving the call to the service class here. So this kind of kind of coding style we have to follow in real-time application in Angular. So we have a three different classes. One is the component classes and HTML page and service class. Usually we will make a call from here to the backend services. We are passing this username and password as a JSON string, and we are response. And based on the response, we will do the some operations. That is the normally in real time we will do, but now just we are hard coded here. So this is for the login component. Okay, this is for the login functionality. Okay, now we have completed this login, right? Just go to the next page. See, this is the form. So I have given the correct username and password. Now it navigated to the next page, right? So that code where we are written here. If it is the login is successful, then farmer add. So see, when we have a farmer add, this is the routing mechanism. See, if you are routing now, we have a routing.ts file here. Where is that routing.ts file? Yeah, here is it. See now, my path is, for example, from here, it's a farmer add. Then it will be router. This dot router dot navigate. We are giving this path here. This path and this path should match because the routing. This path, then when this login is true, right? This statement will execute and it will come to here, and the path is equal, it will check path is equal farmer add, then this component will load. See, this is the application flow. We should understand this flow. Otherwise, for example, when we have some problem, for example, that there is a bug in existing application, when you are clicking the login button, it's a login is we are entering the username and password is correct, but it's a, not navigating to the next form. Then we should understand this application flow. Okay, so here, so farmer add. Once this is successful, this farmer add will, this is the farmer add string, and this should match here. This and this should match, and this farmer component will load. What is this file is? This is the routing app dot routing dot module dot is. This file will help to, we are configuring here for all the URLs. For example, if the login page come, which component should load? If the log farmer search, then this component will load. Means component means this particular page will load. See, component is nothing but the bundle of the HTML page and component and CSS, right? Where we declare this metadata. It's a component loading means automatically HTML will load. This HTML. See here I'm routing to the farmer search. This component is loading means this HTML is loading. This is the metadata we have given here. Now, if you observe when we started our application, right, we have given like this only. See, star star. Even though, see, I'm just opening the another browser where I won't give the login or anything, just my local host and the port number of the where Angular application is running. See, just I'm not giving anything, but the login page is loading. How? Because of this. See, here, see, path is equal empty space, nothing is there. Then redirect to login. See, redirect to login. Login is here. It's a redirecting to the login here. Then login component is loading. Okay. See, I'm path is just space localhost 4200 then slash just entered. It's came here path is equal space. Then it's come to the it's redirect to the login page. From the login to this login component has been loaded. See, this is that, right? I have not given anything 4200 just entering. It's came. So now, so this is the routing.ts file. All the routes we are configuring here. So I'm just explaining the high level application level. So another thing now where uh, we are in the we are in the farmer form, right? Farmer form. By using this form, we are adding this farmer details. So now let's see. Now login is completed. The farmer add. Just close this one. Now we have a farmer component. This is the farmer details. These are the all HTML code for this all the form in the form back. See, this is the green, right? This is the like paddy. How the green? This is the green form backside, and we have a one, two, three, four, five. Five is the input boxes. This is the text area, and this is the date picker. These are the date picker. This is the drop down, and these are the two buttons. In this form, we have a different components. We have a different components here. We have a five text boxes, and we have a address, and we have a date pickers here, and we have a drop down here. We can choose this application. This form will allow only these five. What is it, graphs? If you have some other graph, we can add it. And here also quantity. And sorry, here also we have a drop downs. It's not a text area, it's kind of number selection drop down only. And here see it's a graph, it's a drop down, we can choose any one graph, then click the button. See, these are the HTML form. So it contains different components, text area, date pickers, and drop downs, all these things. So we'll see the HTML code is here. I have explained in the login in the same way all this see. I have not used anywhere table, only div tags we have used. See, this is the class container. See, now if you go to this HTML page, but it's okay here, right? And I think I have written all this code in the HTML page itself. So that's fine. See, container, right? We have used this container here. This tag just we have defined on a CSS class here and defining that here. Like this, we have to define the CSS. So see, this is the text box and label, and in the div tag, see all these classes, how the rows and columns, these are all the CSS classes which where I have given here. See form group label and form controller, this button prime, these are all the CSS classes. So we need to give these CSS classes in the HTML tags. So those HTML tags are those controls will automatically adjust based on based on these settings, based on these fields, based on these settings. This HTML component, this HTML fields will set automatically in the form. But this is all the designing purpose. Okay, no need to worry about this all. This is all for the designing purpose. In the style tag, we have declared this in the style tag. This is all CSS purpose only. So now you can at least you can understand this this all like input component. It is called text. See, and we have used the two-way data binding here, and I used the two-way data bind, same like how we are explaining the, and this is little bit different. What is this? What kind of type this is? Yeah, this is the label, and select is the select box. So NG model. We are displaying some kind of options here in the select drop down. This is. So this is for example, if you want to add another graph here, just add it. But here we are displaying as a hard-coded values in the HTML. But in real time, we should get these values from the database or some files. Okay, we can't hard-coded here. For you will learn this all once you are entering into these data should get from the database. We have to make a one call, and that call will give the some array of objects or array of data into the service, automatically bind that value here. So these all HTML components and all the again the two-way data binding kind of thing. Now if you come here, right, if you see here, see we have a two buttons. We have a two buttons. One is the submit button, and one is the clear button, form clear button. So now, yeah, see if you see right. Earlier, in the login page, when we submit the form, we have a form level ng button. Where is this login? Yeah, here, right? If you submit the form, which method called this login ng submit in the form level ng submit called. But it's a little bit like I want to show you here how we are making the calls. So here, see, uh, here when we are clicking the button, right, save form button will come. We have not used the form here anyway. Just we are using the save form. But did we pass it any of this data? We have not passed any of this data like username or Aadhaar card, phone number. We are not passing. It's a two-way data binding mechanism we are using. So now when we click this save button, right? This is the this is the farmer add component.html page, and in the component, what is the component for this HTML? This is the component.ts file. See, this is the mapping kind of thing. This HTML will use this component. That this component use this HTML kind of thing. Okay, just save but save form. If you go to here, now this is the little bit interesting interesting code. And now save, but where is the save form? This is our method, right? This method and this method should match. The names should match. See, this is the here save form and save form there, right? Uh, Now come to this form, and I will explain here. This is the save form, right? This method will call when we submit the submit button. This method will call. This method will call, and call will come to here. This is the flow, application flow. So if you want to debug or if you want to find the bugs, or we have to understand this flow. Otherwise, see when we click the button, where this control will go, we have to understand. That is the very important, right? We have to understand things. Otherwise, you don't know. If you don't know flow, we can't fix anything. So now if you go through this one, so again we have a metadata where we have binded the HTML, CSS to the component, and this is the init method. I have not written the anything in the init method. Init method will call while loading this form component, like in the init method in the JSP servlet. See again in the constructor, see I need the router object, I need the some other service class object. So this is the again dependence injection. So for example, I need another service class, then I can write like this in the same way, comma private, for example, some bank details, bank loan. So farmer is applying the bank loan. Then you need that bank loan service class object. So private bank loan object. Then you can write that service class here. So I need this. This is my custom. I have written this service class, and I need this farmer. I need this service, farmer service. Why I need to call the another method? So I just added this in the constructor. So Angular will give this values to us, we can call by using these instances. In the router, we can call router related methods. In the address service, we can call this what are the methods available in the service class. So these are the dependency injection. Angular will inject these values automatically. This is the one of the future in Angular, right? So after that, I am declaring the variables here. All these variables, these are all the variables. See here, another important point. This name and this name should match. See here, quality and from date to date, this all what is that, address, phone number, Aadhaar number, this all should match here. This is the declaration, and this is the initialization. What is this initialization? Just we are just injecting some values, some empty values to the initializing. We are initializing the form data, whatever data is there in the form, we are initializing. This is the variable declaration in the component level and initializing. Then we are constructing the payload here. See, I have written one public method here. We'll see later what is the method used. This is little bit important method. Then our actual method save form, which is calling when we are clicking the button. When we are clicking the button, this method is calling or not. When I am clicking this submit button, this method is calling. Which method? This method is calling save form is calling. So and clear, when I am clicking the clear button, and which method is calling? Clear form is calling. Have you seen clear form is there here? See, clear form is there, but I have not written anything. Just what clear form is, just we can put the empty values, just null value, so empty values. We are clearing the form. For example, if you somebody entered some data, you want to clear that one, then click that clear button. Then clear form will be cleared. So that is the purpose we have added here. Two buttons, two methods is there. Now, if you come to the save form, this is the important. What See, when we click the save form, what we are doing, what is our intention is, we need to submit this all, we need to store this all data into the database table. That is our goal, right? So we are, when we are clicking the submit button, save form button method will call, and it will get this all the form data. But from the HTML, are we sending this form data? In the method, are we sending this data? No, we are not sending it. But how it will get here? See, now we have a JSON dot. There is the predefined method in the JSON object. Now we have a this dot get payload. This is my custom method. We have written this method. This is the predefined method of the JSON. Okay, this is the predefined method of the JSON, but this is the custom method where I have written in this class only I have written. So this dot, we no need to call within the this component, no need to call with the object. We just call the this dot method name. So this dot method name will call here. What it will do, whatever form data we are entering here, So by using this two-way data binding, this is very important, guys. By using this two-way data binding, automatically this dot surname, this data is setting to the here. See, surname, name, Aadhaar card, quantity, phone number, from date, to date, address, graph. These all data we are setting here because see, we are getting the this dot this name and setting to the surname. So when your get payload is calling right, which is returning surname is equal to whatever name you are entered, name is equal to whatever name, and phone number whatever phone number you have given, and what is the from date to date whatever address you have given, what is the graph you are given. This all is setting here, and it's returning the payload. This is my custom method. Okay, my I have written this method. So now the payload we got it. Can we print this payload for your understanding? Okay, I think we have printed right. So we have printed right already. Now see, this is the payload. This is the payload I got. And what I'm sending here, see, I have a farmer add service. So in the dependency injection, I got this service class object. Yes, I got it. And then from the service dot, from this instance dot, save farmer data. I'm calling this save farmer data. Where is this save farmer data? Which is in the service class, farmer add service. We have a HTML files, we have a component file, and we have a service class also. We are passing the payload, and after that we are getting the response here. This is the see. First we are calling this method, and this method will execute through with this payload, and after that we are getting the response. This is another concept. This is the response we are getting, okay, which is type of any. We are getting the response, and what once we got the response right, we are validating that response dot error message. If the error message is there, or some, we are validating the whether the response is good response or bad response, whether we are getting the proper response or not. We will see. This is the another concept in Angular. Okay, at least we can understand this method call and this one. Now if you go to this one, this is our service class. See, farmer services. Another point which you we need to notice is, see, we are login all the login pages here, and farmer add and the services. All the services class okay, I have here. See, in the service folder, and it is the authentication service where we have execute the login details, and I have a farmer add service. So here farmer add, from here to its load, right? Then the farmer add. Now see, farmer add, I'm getting the payload. What I'm doing here again, this is the again this is the service class, which is like I have imported some I have created some interfaces here. We have a interface API payload. So whatever fields, see, I have some of the I have created some interface here, like URL, request and response, and header, and these all with the error message, some properties which I'm using in my code. I have created the interface here. Then I'm like importing this interface API payload. Yeah, in the API payload, right? Now if you see, right, what I'm doing is I'm just calling this service method, which is the service method here to here, right? So I have used here HTTP post. See, I have this HTTP client. I just imported HTTP client, and these modules are important for the calling the backend services, HTTP client and HTTP headers. So in the headers, right, I just set the some content type and acceptance. See what is the content type, what it will accept. This application JSON I kept into the headers. I need this header object. So I need to pass this header HTTP header to the backend. So I constructed this one. And if you observe this one, right, I have hard coded here directly. What is this farmer add URL? What is this URL? Here is what is the see here I have this is my REST API URL. This is my REST API URL. See, this is my REST API URL. I have hard coded, but in real time we can't do directly. We can't hard code like this. And we have a environment.ts file where we have to configure this all the REST endpoint URLs. So we are what this method will do, which is calling this REST API. See, this save farmer data, we are getting the payload with is all the data. Whatever data I am entering here, it will go to as a JSON to the payload. If you print the, we have printed the console, right? We will see the output. We will see we are passing the payload here. Then see, we are calling the post method. Why post? We are inserting the data into the database table for the creating the new resources. Okay, we are for the creation which API API will you use, we are using the post. For the getting the data we are using the get. So we have a HTTP is a predefined module in here HTTP client, which is the predefined HTTP client instance we are getting in the dependency injection. We are calling it by passing the URL, what URL, where we need to pass this, which REST API we need to invoke, that we have to specify here, and the payload and the headers we are sending here. And this is the response. This is a separate concept. We are not going to discuss this one now. And we are getting the response. Till this line, right? We are sending, we are calling the payload, we are calling the REST endpoint URL with payload and headers. This point we need to understand. We are calling the REST API with the payload and the headers we are passing here. So we are getting the response and we are validating the response here. See, response and the response is having the some error message or some index of some space is there. Then maybe some error while calling the backend services, or we are not getting the response. If else, if this condition is if it is false means success response, then we are returning the response to where we are returning the response to the component class, right? Here, see, and we are getting the response here. It won't return means in Java we will get the return value here, but here we are getting the response. We are validating that response here. If the errors we are printing something, once the response is true and everything is true, right, where we are navigating farmer search. And again, if you go to the which class we have seen module.ts, the farmer search, where is that farmer search is here. If it is everything is fine, then we are moving to the farmer search. This component will load. So where is that component? Farmer search is in the this is the this page will load it. See, this is the form will load it, farmer search. So we will see this one. Anyway, I'm just closing this all. Now where we are in the uh, farmer add, right? Yeah, farmer component dot is, and from this service, right? Yeah, we will see now. We will see now in the from UI, right? We will enter one data here. So we will add some. Uh, okay. Okay. Oh, yeah, farmer name is Prasad Rao, and having some Aadhaar card number or something. We have some Aadhaar card number. Okay. Then quality is some how many quality? For example, he has the 20 packs of sugar. Okay, 30 packs of sugar he is submitting for this crop. So when the farmers are doing the farming, right, from for example paddy from this season to this season, or mirchi from this season to this season. So that from season and to season we have to enter. So like from mirchi, right, usually which is the summer crop, right? So in the summer first to and May, sorry, May 31st. This is the period for this farming. Which one? The phone number, some phone number we have to enter here. I'm not, I'm just phone number. Okay, I'm not validating the phone number. I am not validated any validation thing this form. And here is the, so there is some address. Then which graph? See, this graph is which graph? This is Mirchi graph, right? So now what I'm doing, I'm submitting this form data. Now when I am submitting this form data, this entire form data will go to the component as a JSON. As a JSON, it's constructing payload here as a JSON, and we are calling this one method we have written, and we are calling, and it's we are constructing the payload, and we are sending this payload. See this. Did we pass it any values here? No, we are not passing. By using the two-way data binding, all form data will set, and we are constructing the payload here. Okay. Now we are sending this payload to the service class. So here service class, this is our REST API, and with REST API we are calling here because see this is the REST API URL, and we have a payload, the payload which we got from the service component, and the headers we have constructed the headers here. Okay, now see now if you go to here, right, we will just understand this console output where we see now we are submitting, right, we logged this message where we logged here is yeah, we have logged here, right, like the payload. See, before sending to the service, I am printing the statement before sending to the service, what payload we are sending to the service class is important. So just want to see that one. I'm clicking the submit button. See now if you see, right, see we can see the payload is surname is equal tangi, name is equal, this all we have seen here. I think we can, we it will get from the JSON, right? So if you see, this is the JSON graph is equal which is all the data we are passing here. Okay, see now if you see in the network tabs, add farmer, see here also we can see add farmers. What are the headers we are sending here is application JSON, content type is the JSON, and if you see the payload, Aadhaar number, see surname, Aadhaar card, quantity, these are all data we are sending as a JSON format. See, this is the important things. And we are getting the response as of now, so it's empty. So this is the method we can see in the console and in the network tab also. Okay. Now we have entered the data and it's saved into the DB. And this is the another one where it is the form search. We will discuss later this one. See guys, here whatever data I am adding, I am not displaying that data. I have not developed that backend REST API yet. So I have displayed some static data here. This is the, but my intention is next what I will do, whatever data I am insert into the DB, those data I have to fetch and I have to iterate, I have to display here. And based on the form search, for somebody entered the farmer ID, then when you search button, only that farmer will come. For example, this form contains the 10,000 farmers. Then I need to identify one farmer. It's a very difficult, right? Then I have added this farmer search ID. Based on the farmer ID, I will get that particular farmer. So that is the related functionality. For that functionality, I have added page here. See guys, I am explaining here what are the real-time tasks we gonna. This is the farmer application. You may work on the banking application. You may work on the healthcare application. You may work on the e-commerce based application. Any kind of application. So different functionality we have. Now we have created the login page and the login details check and validation. That is one functionality. After that, farmer adding, once the farmer is adding whether the data is correct or not, JSON is correct or not, those are the another task, another kind of functionality. And here once the farmer is adding, we are navigating the farmer search, and in this form we are displaying all the farmer which have been added into the system, and based on the farmer ID we are getting that particular farmer. This is the another kind of functionality. If you observe one point here, I gonna explain you. Did we added any farmer ID here? Farmer ID, see here the surname, name, Aadhaar card, quantity from date to date, but I have not added the farmer ID. When we are submitting the form, the farmer ID will generate automatically to you. This is the another kind of functionality. For example, somebody see farmer ID we cannot enter manually. When the farmer is added to the system, the farmer ID assigned to you automatically. That is another functionality or another requirement to you. For example, somebody given this kind of requirement you may see in real time, right? While working this kind of application. So this is kind of, for example, when you applied the loan for the bank, so the loan ID or reference ID, no need to enter, right? It will generate automatically. Like that, in the farmer, when we have added the farmer data, the farmer ID will generate to you automatically. So now we have added the farmer, right? What is the Tangi some Prasadra we have added? We will see whether the data inserted or not in the DB. That is important, right? But I'm not like we are not displaying the data here. You may get the doubt. You have entered the data, but we are not displaying here. Did we added the data into the DB or not? Can we check that? Yes. So now see, I have this farmer data. Now I'm just mm, okay. It's not added, right? Do you know why? Can you? It's not added. It's not there in the DB. See, it's not there in the DB, but that means we have not added. Why? The backend services is down. That is the reason. See, this is the backend application. It's a we have not started the server. So another now we have completed the front end. We have the farmer search is the pending. We will see that now we have discussed the login and farmer add page, but the related backend services are down, right? Then how it will add, right? We should up this one. So this is the another the Spring Boot application backend application. We will go through it. So now I will run this application. So we'll see now. We'll try to add one farmer. I will explain this backend is very important, right? Backend services are very important. In some of the applications, you may work on the front end. We have another backend developer. A backend developer has been developed his REST API, and he has tested the API by using the Postman. And now we have a front end. So you both, communicate each other and integrate the backend REST API into the front end application. Those kind of development also, those kind of applications also going on. So there is the full stack developer and there is the front end and back end developers also there. So now the services is up, the server is started. See, we have Spring Boot application. We are using 3.1, and here we have used the Spring Data JPA. Okay, we have connected to the MySQL database. See, this is the MySQL database, and the server started. Okay, farmer application. It's a running on the 2023. Okay, now 2023 port. It's running on the 2023 port. Now, can we add the farmer again? Yes. Yeah, Prasad Rao. And we have given the some Aadhaar number and the quantity is like 20 and phone number is okay, some phone number and the start date is which is first and this end date is 31st and then village is Korlam and the crop is which crop? We are Mirchi crop, right? So what is this form intention is we are adding the farmer details. This farmer is doing this time period is doing the Mirchi farming is doing the Mirchi farming. Those information available. So when I click the submit button, right now my services is up, my backend service is running, and I'm clicking the submit button. Okay, now this form came, and anyway we are not displaying the data which we added into the DB. We are just displaying some dummy data here for our understanding. So ignore this data. So now go to the database and now run this query. See, now we have the Tangi Prasad Rao, whatever phone number 20 and the Michi and the Korlam Garamanda, whatever data we have added. If you see this right, see farmer ID. This farmer ID we have generated manually while adding the farmer. Sorry, while adding the farmer, I'm generating the farmer ID. I have not entered anywhere. See, this farmer ID is the some kind of requirement. This farmer ID is kind of the requirement. I will go through the code where we have added this one. See, FM is the FM39 NPRA. This is the farmer ID which is generated dynamically while adding the form. This data, I'm generating this farmer ID. In my next form, in my next write, I need to display this all the data farmer ID. This all the data, and based on the farmer ID search, I will get it. Okay, that is my requirement. So this farmer ID will help to track that farmer without the entering the Aadhaar number or without entering the what is that phone number. We have generated the one farmer ID. Based on the farmer ID, we can generate that particular farmer. That is the advantage of this farmer ID. Okay. Can we try to add the another farmer here? Some Kiko Thomas and his other number is something like this, some other number, and some other number. So there are some farm like he has 10 bags and he has some phone number. Some what is the farm? He's like he's doing some kind of paddy, some other crop. Let's say what is this crop? Okay, wheat. Wheat is kind of when wheat like for example in the December, let's say October to next year January. January, this one that January 31st. So this is the period for this farming and is from Pune. And then crop is which crop is the wheat. So I will click now. See, when I click the submit button, right, this form data will store in the DB database and there is the form ID is generating for this farmer. By using that farmer ID, I'm tracking this farmer. Like we can use that farm ID anywhere for searching or for example if you want to get the loan from the some for the craft loan or some other loan, we will use that farmer ID. So for entire once the farmer is created in the system, we will use that farmer ID for the tracking purpose. So that is kind of real time task or real time scenarios. While adding the farmer, we need to generate the farmer ID. For example, when you are booking the train tickets, so when you are booking the train tickets from Hyderabad to Pune, then what we are getting, for example, your confirmation, your ticket has been booked, then you will get the PNR number. That PNR number is automatically generated by system. You have not entered anywhere or nothing, it's generated automatically. Like that, we have a farmer ID is generated for this one. Okay. Now let's see here, and we have added the see Thomas as there is a Pune and is a wheat and his farmer ID is this one. See, these are the not same, all are the different. We have a kind of separate requirement this farmer ID generation. We will go to the code. Now the farmers has been added right successfully. Mm. Now we'll see the backend. Okay, now we'll see the backend one. See, this is the start. This is the main class, and this is the controller class. Yeah, this is the important here. See, for example, in my service class, what is this one? Add farmer. This is the URL for the REST URL. Add farmer. Now, which REST API will call? See, this is my add farmer. This is my control class. In the farmer, add farmer is calling. Okay. Mm. Add. This is my control class. See, what is this cross origin? We'll see this later. And the request mapping is equal to add farmer. Then this particular method will call add farmer. I'm getting the I'm getting the entire JSON we are passing right as a payload. I'm getting into this object. So whatever JSON we are passing there, if you see here, if you see here in the console or in the network tab, okay, we that's gone right. I think in the console, yeah. Okay, this is the JSON object, right? Like, yeah, this is all JSON object. I'm just structuring this. Yeah, this is my JSON object. Somewhere it's missing here, right? Okay. Mhm. Yeah, here. This is the JSON object. I'm sending this to the backend, my backend API, REST API. So here, see, for example, I'm sending this API as a request body. Then I need to get that into the request body only, right? So for that, we have a request body. So I have created one Pojo class, and these are all the properties, whatever JSON properties I'm getting. I just created the one Pojo class with these all the properties. Okay, I'm not explaining in details for this one. We will see in our regular classes. Okay, now now whatever add farming is calling and whatever data I am getting here, and I am calling the see I have a service class here, and I am calling the add farmer. In our add farmer, I am calling to the interface object, interface instance directly. See, this is the our interface instance in the auto wiring. We just doing the dependency injection, and from there I'm calling the add farmer. Yeah, from there I'm calling the add farmer. From here, the method implementation. Where is this method implemented? So here, see here, this is my implementation class of service class. This is my service IMPL. So this is the interface. I'm just interface having the abstract method. I'm implementing that one. If you why I'm like see this is the just setting this all the farmer data to the DAO class, and I'm persisting that DAO class by using the Spring Data JPA. Here the Spring repository and save button. This is little bit fast, so I'm not explaining these in details because it's a separate concepts, right? Separate course like in the Spring Boot and REST API and Spring Data JPA. This is all separate Java. So just I'm saving this object. Here we need to understand. See here farmer ID. We are not enter the farmer ID. Did we get the farmer ID from the JSON? Here we have not declared anywhere JSON farmer ID, right? Whatever form data we are getting as a payload, we declared those data only here. But here I have generated the farmer ID based on the requirement. What is my requirement is here. See what is my requirement? My requirement is get the farmer surname, get the two characters of farmer, and after that get the name, get his surname and get the second name, get the 0 to 3 characters. Two characters of the surname, three characters of the second name, and concat the fm as a string, concat fm string, and generate randomly. There is some random number. I'm generating that one. See, this is the generate farmer ID function, and here I took the farmer random is a class. I generated one farmer in between 100 numbers. I'm generating the farmer id. I'm and fm is the string, and I'm constructing this generate id and the first name, and I took the some character in the first name, and I took the some character in the second name. See, this is my requirement. For example, in when we join the organization, your BA team or your client has given this is my requirement. Like this, we have to generate the farmer ID. For example, this is the while saving the patient. So while, for example, you are working on the hospital management kind of any application, then you have to insert the patient data. Then what we need to do, get the patient first name, get the patient last name, some characters are phone number, two strings, and you can construct the patient ID. In the same way, I have constructed the bank ID. For example, when we have somebody stored our bank when you are going to the bank, when you want to the account new account, then you are giving this username, password, our address and all those things, but the account number will generate automatically, right? It's not ours, it will generate by system. They have some methods there. Like that, we have generating the farmer ID by using this farmer, by using this requirement. Okay, we are just passing this farmer ID to the set farmer, and we are saving this. So if you go to this one in the repository, we are calling these we have a repository class which is again a JPA repository. By using this, we are saving the data. This is the another Spring Boot application. We are not going to explain this. And here we need to understand the one point is very important. See, this is the cross origin. What is the use of this cross origin? For example, see, your Angular application, front-end application is running on the 4200, and our back-end application is running on the 8080. See, sorry, 2023. That's what, right? Here given 2023. So our front-end application is running on the 4040, our backend application is running on the 2023 port, and two different ports. So we are it's a cross origin. We are allowing, when the Angular is making this request, we are allowing this request. If the both are the running on the two different applications are running on the two different ports, if you're not giving this, we may get the cross origin exception. So when we are the mapping this, okay, incoming request is coming from this one, and you can accept that we are telling to the Spring Boot or the services, there is the incoming request is coming from this port number and this local host. We can accept that. So because of that, you can just understand in that way, simple way. So for that, we are using this one. So incoming request should understand, okay, the incoming request is coming from this address, then we have to accept that one. So for example, again, we have a here, see, get farmer details. I'm just it's under development. I have not written any code here. So I'm based on the ID, I'm passing the farmer ID. Where I'm passing the farmer ID, I'm passing the farmer ID here. That farmer ID should come here, and based on the farmer data, I'm fetching the farmer data. That is this kind of, but here also we have a cross origin. Again, we have written the cross origin. For example, in my control class, I have a 10 controller methods. Then I have to write this, I have to listen this request, right? My Spring REST API should understand and where is the incoming request from. That for mapping, we are writing this code. For example, in 10 control class, 10 control methods in the one control class, we have to write this line 10 times. So it's a not good practice, right? So it's a not recommended practice. So what we need to do, just swapping the server, we will try another way. So I'm just commenting this one. Now how it will work, right? We will see that also. So now I'm starting again. I'm starting again. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to enter the another form data. What is the farmer name? Hariprasad or something, and the card number is some other card name something. And we have the quantity, how much quantity, let's say the 5 packets or something, 4 packets, and the phone number something, and the date is like end of the month, and like there are the some date we are giving the farm date, and address is the Visakhapatnam, Vizag, then the crop is how much? What is the crop? For example, rice. Let's say rice. See, when I'm entering, right, what is this Leka Hariprasad? We will say whether it's entered or not. Can we go to the database? Okay, let's see here. See, it's entered here. Okay, I think 1 minute we did this clean and build once. Maybe the changes is not applied. We commented this, right? We commented this, but the changes is not affected. Anyway, I will clean this one. We are using the Visual Studio Code. See, these are the real-time practices, all friends. So it will help for you, I guess. So again, if you install, right, we are just installing this. I'm cleaning that. The cleaning means the source target, right? In the it's generate the target folder again. Anyway, why it started? Okay. So let's do one thing. Can we delete the target folder? Yeah, I will delete the target folder here. See, this is my target folder. Mm, mm. Okay, I have deleted the target folder and I again cleaning and do this clean and installing. Installing will generate the new target folder here. Let's see. We will get the target folder again. See, target folder we got it not. See, all the bundled. It's build all. And we have a jar file also. We got the jar file. If you see this jar file generated automatically, did we written the jar file generation anywhere? No, right? Here no, I have not written anything. Yeah, now I will say I will just start this application backend services. Let me see another thing like for example, yeah, for example, we will change the port number here. Let me change the port number quickly here in the resources in the app dot 2025 we will give and make sure see here we changed the port number. See, this is the another thing we need to connect to the database. I'm not going to explain here, but this will I, this will in a real time like in our regular courses we will see this all in details. But we change the 2025 and in the Angular also we need to change this right because 25 sorry. Oh, it's not backspacing controls. I don't know why it's not backspacing. Just like here we will edit here. Now we're changing here, right? And the back end, yeah, again we can clean build these things. Now install. Now come here in the control class and we commented this, right? Anyway, we commented it. So now we'll see whether we commented, right? Now if you see, right? See, we commented, still it's executing. Still the data is inserting. Why it's inserting? Because we have added the configuration here. If you're not if you're not adding this configuration, it won't work. See here we have instead of what is the advantage of this web config in our control class if you have a 10 if you have a 10 controller methods we need to add this tag in the 10 controller methods. If you have a 10 control methods we have to add this tag in the 10 control methods. But if you add this web config It's automatically container will recognize because it's under the main folder. Automatically we have added this configuration here. See, if any coming allow origin, if any request is coming from this one, our API, our REST API will take that request. Any request coming from this origin localhost 420, our API will take that request and it will process it. That is the reason we are inserting that. That is the reason data is inserting into the DB. If suppose if you remove this code, right, this class, it won't insert. Then we have to remove this comment and we have to add like this. We have to add this code. But now we have a common class. That's why we commented here. Then now just I'm starting my server. Now the port number is 2025. Now it's running on the 2025 and we have changed in the UI code also. This is integration, right? This kind of this is called integration. For example, REST API is developed by some developer and the front end is developed by some UI developer. Then if the port number is mismatched, this will happen if the request parameters are this URL paths are some problem, right? It won't work. That is the reason we have to understand this REST API and where we are integrating this all. Okay, now let's just start this server. In the UI server, just start here. The ng server is the command to run the server in the UI side, and the backend server is already running and up, right? So now we see that. See, I am working on the two different applications. One is the Angular application, and another one is the backend application, which is REST API kind of application. Okay, did you mean the server? I think ng server, right? See, now started some server. The ng server is not the not the command. So it's starting now. So we will enter the another farmer. See, we have a what is the last date Leka, right? So it's entered. So now I changed the port number and again we will enter one more farmer to the system. Yeah, it's ran properly. The UI application is up. It's running under the which port 4200. Okay, we'll go to here and we'll run here. Login page coming and the password. So there is some farmer name and there is some farmer name I'm giving. Uh, it is the Aadhaar number and the quantity is some two. Let's say some two. And here the phone number which we can enter the any phone number is the January 1st we can say. Sorry, January 1st and the March last some address we can say. Uh, we are giving the Kakinada as address, right? Here where coffee is like some like sugar. So now I'm storing the we'll see here the backend. We'll just clean this one. Mm. So now whether the farmer is added or not. Okay, we don't have any error here. Just see the DB. See, Natta Madhu is added, right? And Kakinada is sugar. And this is the farmer ID for him. So the data has been added or not? It's been added properly. So this is the farmer adding. See, this is the farmer search. I think see, this is the HTML. We have a component. This is the another table where I'm displaying this data. I will just go through this in the Angular farmer search. See, this is my HTML page. Okay. This is my HTML page. See, I have not like we have a farmer search button. Here I have a just input is equal to answer. Just I have added the search thing. I have added the just search one because of this is the code for that. And I'm displaying the table here. See, I'm drawing this all the rows here. Very simple HTML code. That's it. Very row. This one. This background is blue, right? This is because of the CSS. See how good it is because of this CSS only. Which CSS? Table content. See, now I will explain this. See, table dot contain. If you go to the CSS class, this is the class for there. See, table dot. Which one that is? See this one. Table container. Because of that, these styles are like this. Okay, because of this HTML page. I have not written the any CSS clause inside the HTML. I have moved that HTML code into the CSS. But my if you see my form is it's look good looking, right? So this is the search button and this is the displaying the farmer data. So where I'm not getting this from the backend. That is under the development. So but if you see this one, the component, then if you I have hard coded here as if I took the farmer data, I have given some data here. If I remove this, right, one string, if I remove, I don't know why this deletion is not working anyway in my some now I'm just saving that. I have three records earlier, right? Now it's a two records. See, it's a two record. So see, I just hard coded here. In place, we can't do like this. But in place of here, right, I will get this farmer data from the API call. How we are getting the response in the component, in the same way we will get this farmer data as as an array from the API call. Then we need to display as it is whatever data we are getting, right, we will get from the API and we are displaying this one here. This code no need to change. Just get this farmer data from API. It will automatically iterate here. What we are doing here in the farmer search, we are iterating the, see, we are getting this farm data, that and this array is should same, right, this and this farmer data and this is same, and we are iterating here. We are just iterating and farmer id, we are getting this all the data. Okay, we are getting this all the data. Where we are getting this farmer id and farmer address, if you see here, right, we have an interface. We have an interface. We have interface this one, ap payload for another interface. Okay, okay, this is the okay, this is the data. See, this ID and this ID should match. Farmer address, farmer hyphen Aadhaar, farmer hyphen surname. This and this should match. I'm sorry, where is that farmer search? Yeah, this and this should match. We are returning and these are the key comma value pair right here. So data. In the same way, we have to display by using this key value. These are all the data. Like this, we are displaying here. Okay. Now you got this one. We have a UI having the three screens. One is the login and farmer add and another one the farmer search. Okay, now we have a backend application here. We have a backend application here and we have a database here. Okay, and see now back, this is the three-tier architecture kind of thing. Okay, now I can add this farmer by using the another. I am using the backend as a Java Spring Boot, but I can use Django and a Python also. So we can see that next what I will do is I will create another form here in the format, right? Maybe loan applying, farmer loan applying. So when the farmer is applying the loan, I what is my next functionality or task is here. I will create the one more form like this. I will search the by using the form ID. I will get the form data as a editable format. Then I will get all the form data here only in the editable format. Then there is the button apply loan. When we click the apply loan, it will navigate the another model window. There we are going to apply the loan for the bank, which bank we are applying. Are you eligible or not? Are you eligible or not? You will get the eligibility criteria. For example, this is the farmer. When I am searching the farmer details will get. I have a button called here apply loan. When I click the apply loan, you will get the banks in the particular district. Okay, and are you the eligible criteria and the reason for the applying, and this all, what is the principal amount, what is the interest you have to pay per monthly. These all details will get it. Those are the form we will create here. And the backend services is the Python and Django based services. It's a not a REST, it's a not a Java based services. We will develop the Python based service, Django Python based services, and we will call that services from here. How we are calling here? Uh, how we are calling as a backend services as a RESTful web services. In the same way, we will call this is the post request, right? We will call the another post request for the loan applying for the particular farmer by using the Python code. That means here the backend service in the Angular in the REST API. Now the another form the backend service in the Python. We will open this PyCharm. We have that. We have this PyCharm, right? We will open. I will show you the. I have developed one the farmer adding API in the Python also. Just will show you and we'll stop. In next session, we will integrate. We have a Angular plus Java plus Python plus Django. So services backend are Java and Python we are going to develop, and the front end is the Angular. And two different backend technologies we are using. One is the Python and another one is the Java. So now, right, if you here, if you see this one, we have a farmer. We have a farmer data here. We have a farmer data. I just will start this server. Like I don't have time. Then we'll go to the here. We'll run the Python. Run. We have a command like run server. Run server, right? Can we Google this one? What is this command? I just forget this. Run server should run, right? I think we can use as it is. What is that? Okay, that is the problem. We are not under that project, right? See, if you see Python projects, but our application is Django projects, right? We are not under that one. We should open this terminal under this, right? That is the problem. Open in this terminal. Okay, now we are in the Django projects. Now, yeah, now it will work. See now what where we are. See this Python application is running again the 8080. Our Java application is running on the 2525. Angular application is running on the 4200. See, three different applications are running three different ports. Okay, now if you see right, I just open this. So now farmer, I have a two. If you see this one right, see now I have a see here if you see get request, I'm going to develop this get request. I thought I'm planning to develop this get request by using the Python, not from the not from the Java. See, I'm like we are I'm planning to develop this REST services get request from the get farmers details. See, this is the my Python projects. Next time, what I will do next loan form, apply loan. Then that functionality we will gonna develop our backend services by using the Python and Django. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, friends. That's all. We will stop here.